Now, Manchester United sit 11th in the Premier League table, and as we all know, in recent years their troubles have been well documented. Well, recently ESPN interviewed former Manchester United player Christian Eriksen, who's now at Wolfsburg, and he spoke about his time at United.
You've experienced a lot in your career. Your last club, Manchester United, you joined them at a time which was difficult for the club. You had to experience some highs and lows there. How do you reflect on your time at the club?
No, I think personally I had a great time being at United. I think before I obviously first came to Brentford, back to football, and then after get the chance to play at United was a massive thing. And I also think I proved myself as the footballer at United. So no, I think I had a really great time. My family loved it there. I'm sure we still have a lot of friends from our time there. And yeah, at the club, I had a good time. It was a strange time because there's a lot of stuff going on at United. It doesn't always go in that way.
How does that perception change for the club going forward? What do they need to do to get back to where they feel they belong?
I don't know. It probably depends who you ask. I mean, if you ask a fan, yeah, they want to be back to winning the league every year for the next 20 years like they did. And obviously that, I think, in this time of football is almost impossible to do that. Hopefully that will change, that they build something that even the Carabao is a small thing, but at the moment is a big thing.
But still, like, it must be weird to feel, hang on, this is not good enough despite the fact we're winning stuff.
Yeah. No, it is. It is very, very different. But that's just United. I mean, it's just the pressure they put on themselves. And the last season, we were still in Europa League final. It's not like nothing was close, but it's always they always have to be better, which is also good. It also means, you're pushing yourself to the limit every time because you have to. But yeah, I think at the same time you have to be a bit realistic.
But particularly competing with, I guess, the shadow of the former players always giving an opinion, that can't be easy.
No, of course not. I think it's. I think there's at the same time you see how big the club is, how much people want to be involved with the club, even on the media attention. I think even now we're speaking about United here. I mean, it's just the power of the club. But no, obviously, the more opinionated and more feelings towards the club and negative, the tougher it is, because the fans obviously follow the heroes on the TV, and it doesn't help the players at the club currently. But at the same time, when you're United, I mean, also as a footballer, there's always someone who has an opinion on one or the other, but you're just playing football. So you try to focus on that bit, and I think United were good at that. Everyone is really at the club is focused on the game itself, and not so much what people are saying.
Pretty measured stuff from Christian Eriksen there. What stood out to you from what he had to say about his time at United, Stevie?
This guy's got to get into politics. 100% should be getting into Danish politics. I mean, if he had been doing this interview on a fence, he'd have been giving it all this all the way across it. I mean, he's talking about, well, inside the building, we don't really feel the pressure from the outside of the building. What's it honestly? Politician of the year. Because I can assure you, when you are the top dogs and you're at the top of the totem pole and you start sliding down it, you can feel the pressure from outside the building. Because you shut the door doesn't mean you don't feel it. So it's a great interview, great politician, but he's not being completely honest.
I love this obstacle course with the fence and the totem pole that you're sliding down.
Yeah. But well, the football world and all the newspapers and now social media are absolutely caving in on top of you, and you try to explain that, well, we're in the building and we're just playing football. We don't feel the pressure. No, it was a politician of the year.
I'm impressed of your knowledge of Danish politics.
Well,
and you've delved into Danish politics. I think of all the things that he said, and yes, Stevie, he was straddling that fence. I think the one that stood up to me is the fact that I'm having to talk about Manchester United while I'm here. Yeah. I'm long gone, and you're still asking me about Manchester United. That is how much this shadow sort of cast over this club. It reaches across the continent, gets to Wolfsburg, and still on him. And unbeknownst to him, he was going to have to talk about Manchester United to Archie Rhind-Tutt. What a day to be alive if you're a Christian Eriksen.
I mean, it is interesting, isn't it, Frank? You hear that he says that there is always that interest in Manchester United. Wherever you are, he's expected to talk about it.
Yeah, because the history of that club talks, and even if you are not in the right time, and even if the club is not the club that it used to be, people, they are interested about everything's going on, and even if it doesn't go well, they want to know why it doesn't go well. And I'm with the guys and Stevie especially, when he said that it was political. It was more diplomatic, I would say, than anything else. He didn't want to say anything. Eriksen is a well-educated, nice guy, and it's only nice for him to do not say strange things about Manchester United. But I understand him. He doesn't want any story. He doesn't want. He does. What is it? What's the point at the end of the day? It's going to be useless. Everybody knows that Manchester United is not the Manchester United we used to know, and so many stories from inside could come out and just prove that everything goes wrong at Manchester United right now.
Okay, so here's the thing. You can see Christian Eriksen in his new habitat, in his new club, right here on ESPN+. This weekend, Wolfsburg do have Leipzig.
He's not living in the woods, is he? His new habitat.
Friday, Bayern against Bremen. Kick things off, though, 2 p.m. Eastern. That will also be available on ESPN2.